This is absolutely insane. A top US senator just looked at India, China, and Brazil and threatened to crush your economy. This wasn't a joke, it was a wild ultimatum because they won't stop buying Russian oil, which the US says is paying for the war in Ukraine. We are watching a geopolitical showdown happen in real time. In one corner, you have the insane economic power of the United States, and in the other, you have three of the world's biggest countries who are buying a crazy amount of Russia's oil. We are talking 70 to 75% of all their exports, mostly going to India and China. This is way more than just a political argument. This is a threat of complete economic destruction that could literally change the world forever and cause a massive financial earthquake. So here's the craziest part. Big political players like US Senator Lindsey Graham and even former President Donald Trump are pushing this insane plan. The threat is terrifyingly simple. If India, China, and Brazil keep buying what they call cheap Russian oil, they're going to get hit with America's full economic power. We're not just talking a slap on the wrist. They are threatening to hit them with crippling 100% tariffs. Some lawmakers are even trying to pass bills for 500% tariffs. 500%. From the US side, their plan is simple. Cut off all the money that lets Russia keep fighting. They're calling it blood money and say these oil sales are making the war last longer, but the other countries are firing back. For them, this is all about keeping the lights on. India, for example, has to import over 85% of its oil, and guess who their number one supplier is now? Russia, who is selling it to them at a huge discount. For India, getting cheap energy for its 1.4 billion people isn't a choice, it's a necessity. So what would it actually look like to crush these economies? A 100% tariff would literally double the price of anything they sell in America. It would completely wipe out their most important industries and destroy supply chains that took decades to build. They are being forced to choose between selling to the US or buying energy from Russia. It's an impossible decision. For a country like India, the damage would be unbelievable, possibly causing insane inflation and complete chaos. China and Brazil, who also sell billions of dollars of stuff to the US, would be in the exact same nightmare scenario. But the madness wouldn't stop there. This would cause a massive global disaster. The other countries would almost certainly hit back with their own tariffs, kicking off a gigantic trade war. Global energy markets would be torn apart, oil prices could skyrocket, and the entire world economy, which is already super fragile, could be sent into a tailspin. You have to understand this is about so much more than just oil. This is a moment that could change who holds power in the world forever. The United States is using its economic muscle to force other countries to do what it wants, giving them no choice but to fall in line. This could completely redraw the map of global friendships. Groups like the G20 and BRICS, which were made for teamwork, could become battlegrounds. This threat might just push Russia and China even closer together, creating a powerful anti-Western team. And the countries being targeted are not backing down. India's foreign ministry fired back, calling out the double standards of Western nations who are still buying Russian energy themselves. India's petroleum minister, Hardeep Singh Puri, literally said he feels no pressure and that to keep his country safe, he's already grown their list of energy suppliers from 27 to almost 40 countries. So here's the million-dollar question. Is this threat even real? First of all, these tariffs are not a law yet. They're just proposals and warnings from politicians who support Donald Trump. Whether this actually happens will probably depend on the next US election and if the winner is willing to risk a catastrophic economic explosion. And let's be real, India, China, and Brazil aren't small-time countries. They are economic giants and they have a ton of power. They are essential to global supply chains and are massive markets for American products. A trade war this huge would be unbelievably expensive for every single person involved. And you can bet that Washington, Beijing, and New Delhi know it. What we are watching is the most high-stakes game of chicken I have ever seen. The US has made a crazy aggressive move, threatening all-out economic war to get what it wants. But the response from India, China, and Brazil has been just as strong. as they fight for their own survival and independence. This could be the moment the global economic order flips on its head, and the entire world is holding its breath to see who backs down first. What do you think is going to happen? Is this a real threat that will make these countries surrender? Or is it just a massive bluff that's about to get called? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you want to stay on top of the next global crisis and understand these insane forces changing our world, smash that like button and subscribe for more mind-blowing analysis.